Hey guys, this is Tim with the Learn to Earn podcast, episode 8. What if, when you were having conversations with people, talking to strangers, talking to your kids, there was a way that you could convince them to see things from your side and to persuade them to do things you want to do? This skill is called negotiations, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Never Split the Difference, written by Voss. This book was introduced to me by a friend, a real estate agent out of Atlanta, Jerry Metcalf. And I've read it 3 or 4 times, and I've followed Voss and learned some of his other tactics. But negotiations is something that a lot of people think about when they hear about attorneys, real estate agents, car salesmen, things that are away from everyday life. But actually, negotiating is trying to get your kid to eat broccoli, trying to get my wife to tell me where she wants to go eat, and negotiating hostage situations. So it's got a wide variety, and it's something that you can use in your everyday life. Voss was the lead international hostage negotiator for the FBI for 4 years. In his book, he has a lot of stories that talks about his negotiations and his style of negotiating. And as usual, I took some notes I could share with you guys about the book. I think everybody could benefit from this book if you were ever trying to convince somebody to see something from your point of view or trying to get something done. This book is a Wall Street Journal bestseller. I can't say enough about this book. It's a really good book. So let's get into some of the notes. The book's main topic is negotiate as your life depends on it. Negotiations happen every day as part of life, from hostage situations to getting your kids to eat broccoli. Negotiations, it's a conversation with a specific outcome trying to get things your way. Successful negotiators, you have to be able to take into account of all the human natures. Humans are cognitively biased, which makes them see things only from their point of view, which actually makes them irrational. So to be able to negotiate with someone in a rational sense doesn't always make sense, because a lot of times their negotiations, especially when opinions are very high, they become unrealistic. So good negotiators, they build trust and they gather information about the person and their situation. They build amicable rapport and they keep the other person talking more. The more that person talks, the more they're able to build rapport. They actively listen to build trust, and they repeat what they're saying. Like actively listening is like if I'm hearing you talk about your car breaking down and I start repeating it back to you, I'm like, I can understand that. And so your car being broke down upsets you. Mirroring is this topic. Mirroring is repeating and reiterating what they're trying to say. Your subconscious feels what you're saying, and you feel very similar to people who are repeating what you're saying. So when you're similar to somebody, you're able to build rapport, and building rapport gathers trust. Tonality is control what you're saying and how you're saying it. So if I'm talking to somebody and they're upset, I can say the same thing, but if I say it in a loud, aggressive voice, they're going to take it offensive. But if I say it in a slow, calm voice, they're going to take it in a different way. So tonality plays a big part in what you're saying, because it's not exactly what people are saying, but it's how they say it. So coming into slow and calm, what that does is it allows people that are nervous and antsy, it allows them to feel more at peace, because the person they're communicating with, they're slow and calm, so they obviously understand the situation. They obviously have been in this situation before, and they know how to handle it. The positive and playful voice, this means that you're happy and energetic. This allows you to be more likable, and people want to communicate with you more. So that also builds trust and communication. A voice he talks about in the book is his late night DJ voice. I think that's what he calls it. And it's his slow and calm voice when he's talking to someone who is irrational, when he's talking to someone who is they're freaking out. So he lowers his voice and he talks in a very short, to the point, but very calm voice. And it allows people to calm down, because people are going to mirror what they see and they hear, so it allows them to calm down a little more. You need to understand the state of your counterpart's emotions. We're going to see things from different point of view, so we have to be able to be have empathy to be able to see what they're coming from, see where they're coming from, why they feel like that, and why this situation is bothering them, or why they're trying to get what they want out of this situation. Tactical empathy is understanding perspective of the person you're communicating with to better position yourself. Labeling is a skill that tells you why you understand his position and feelings. So it's, if I'm talking to someone about they don't feel like they're being heard. Say I'm talking to someone in a relationship and like, I just don't feel like I'm being heard anymore. And so I'm going to be like, so you don't feel like your voice is being heard? So for doing that allows them to know that I'm listening to them. It allows them to know that I'm talking to them. So it allows them to know that what they're saying means enough to me to listen and to repeat it. Okay. So some of his last things: don't accept demands. We don't compromise about time, and we don't rush into things. He says timelines are waste, and most time timelines are pointless because there's really no timeline. It's just a number somebody set. So he suggests not to do that. You never split the difference because this doesn't solve the issue. Take your time, gather information, build rapport, build trust, and take your time to learn about their situation and about them. Patience, time, and information is how you become a successful negotiator. And when he talks about taking the time to information gather, to build trust, to repeat, because a lot of times when you split the difference, his explanation of splitting the difference is somebody basically trying to get something that they normally wouldn't have asked for. So for you to give in and split the difference with them isn't solving the issue, isn't solving the problem. It's just putting a check mark next to a solution, but it's not the solution. So this book gives you a lot of different techniques on how to build rapport and allow somebody to trust you to make the right decision. And if you're talking to someone that you already have trust and you already have rapport with, it allows you to be able to talk to this person or these people and hear what they're saying and hear what they're truly trying to get. Because a lot of times as a real estate agent, negotiating tactics I use a lot when I'm negotiating with other agents. But I'm also using it when I'm talking to my clients, because building trust and building rapport is such a huge part of what I do, because I have to know them and I have to know their situation to know the best outcome for them. And I get this from talking to them, from listening, information gathering. And I'm able to take all this information, I'm able to pull it up, and I'm able to make decisions that are best for them. And because a lot of times clients that have just now started the buying process or the first few time sellers, they're not sure of what they're trying to get out of it. And that's when you hit it with like your tactical empathy, you're coming in, listening and understanding so you can make a better decision for them. So negotiations is not just talking people off of a ledge. It can be as little as negotiating from a used car salesman to get your kid to eat broccoli, to as massive as talking someone out from exploding a bomb. So negotiating is super important in all aspects of life. My recommendation for people that are in business, people who do any type of negotiating, they're communicating with anybody with the purpose of getting a direct result of something done. I think this book is super important. I think you could benefit from this book. Again, this book is Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Check it out. You can check it out on Amazon. And you guys have a great day.